Hello, my friends. Welcome to Luna English Podcast. This is Luna, and today we're going to talk about something that matters deeply in life, something many of us forget, something that changes the way we see the world. The topic is learning to love yourself more than anyone else. At first, this may sound strange. We're often told to care for others, to give to others, to love others first. But here's a truth I want you to hold close today. You cannot give love if you don't feel it inside yourself. You cannot truly care for others if you are empty. You cannot share peace if you are always fighting with yourself. That's why learning to love yourself is not selfish, it's necessary. When you love yourself, you understand your own value, you respect your own needs, you forgive your own mistakes, and only then can you build strong, healthy relationships with people around you. Think for a moment. How often do you talk kindly to yourself? How often do you give yourself the same care that you give your family or your friends? Many of us speak with kindness to others, but use hard, negative words toward ourselves. We say things like, "I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't deserve it." But what if you stopped today and spoke to yourself with the same kindness you give a child or a loved one? What if you treated yourself as someone truly important, truly worthy? That's where real change begins. In this episode, we will walk slowly, step by step, into the idea of self-love. We will explore what it means, why it matters, and how you can practice it every day. By the end, my hope is that you will not just understand the idea, but feel it deeply. Because when you love yourself, life feels lighter, and you can finally give the best of who you are to the world. What does it really mean to love yourself? It means to accept who you are right now, with your strengths and your weaknesses, with your good days and your bad days. It's not about waiting to become perfect. It's about choosing to see your worth, even when things are not perfect. Loving yourself means treating yourself as someone valuable, even when you make mistakes. Think of it this way. If you love someone else, you don't only love them when they succeed. You don't only care when they look good or act in the best way. You love them even in their weak moments. You love them when they are sad, when they are tired, when they are lost. Self-love is the same. It's the practice of saying to yourself, "I am worthy of care, even now. I am enough, even now." Many people confuse self-love with pride or selfishness, but true self-love is different. Pride says, "I'm better than others." Selfishness says only my needs matter. But real self-love is calm and kind. It says I matter too. It says my needs are important, just like anyone else's. It says I can give myself care without feeling guilty. And when you do that, you naturally become more patient and kind with others. You no longer expect them to fill your emptiness because you are already filling it from within. Self-love is not an idea for some future version of you. It's a practice for today. It starts in small ways, like resting when you're tired, like saying no when something doesn't feel right, like speaking gently to yourself when you make a mistake. Every small act builds a stronger foundation. Over time, this foundation becomes the way you live. And when you live with self-love, you feel stronger, freer, and more ready to face the world. Why is it so hard to love yourself? The simple answer is because many of us have learned the opposite. From childhood, we hear voices that tell us we need to do better, look better, act better. We hear teachers comparing us with others. We hear parents correcting us again and again. We hear society saying we're not enough unless we achieve something special. Slowly, those voices become part of our inner world. We repeat them to ourselves. We begin to believe them. And so, loving ourselves feels unnatural. We think it's strange or even wrong. But remember, these voices are not the truth. They are opinions. They are expectations. They are habits of thinking. They do not define your value. That's why loving yourself takes practice. It's like learning a new language. At first, it feels uncomfortable. The words don't flow. The sentences are not natural, but with time, patience, and daily effort, you begin to think in the new language. Self-love works the same way. At first, telling yourself, "I am enough," feels strange. At first, giving yourself time to rest feels selfish. At first, saying no feels rude. But with practice, it becomes natural. One of the reasons it feels hard is because we often measure ourselves by comparison. We look at others who seem happier, stronger, richer, more successful. And then we tell ourselves, "I'm not good enough." But here's the truth. You're not here to live someone else's life. You're here to live your own. Self-love is not about becoming better than others. It's about becoming kinder with yourself so you can live with more peace. It may be hard in the beginning, but it becomes easier every day you practice. And once it becomes natural, it becomes the most freeing thing in your life. How can you start loving yourself in daily life? The first step is the way you speak to yourself. Your inner voice has great power. It can lift you up, or it can tear you down. Think of the way you speak when a close friend makes a mistake. You don't shout at them, you don't insult them. You tell them it's okay, you encourage them to try again. That's the same kindness you need to give yourself. Start by noticing your thoughts. When something goes wrong, listen to the voice inside. Do you say things like, "I'm stupid, I'm useless, I'll never succeed"? If so, pause, take a breath, and replace that thought with something gentler, something more true. You can say, "I made a mistake, but I can learn." You can say, "Today was hard, but tomorrow is a new chance." You can say, "I'm not perfect, but I'm still worthy." This is not lying to yourself. It's choosing to tell the truth in a kinder way. Harsh words don't make you stronger. They only make you afraid. Gentle words, on the other hand, give you the courage to try again. Another simple practice is to talk to yourself in the mirror. At first, it may feel strange, but it's powerful. Look into your own eyes and say something kind. Say, "I respect you." Say, "I love you." Say, "You're enough." Repeat it every morning, and over time, your mind begins to believe it. Remember, the way you speak to yourself shapes the way you feel. If you fill your mind with kindness, you will naturally feel stronger, calmer, and more peaceful. Speaking kindly to yourself is not weakness. It's the beginning of true self-love. Why are boundaries important in self-love? Because without boundaries, you give away your energy, your time, and your peace. Boundaries are not walls. They are gentle lines that protect your heart. They tell you where your responsibility ends and another person's responsibility begins. Many people struggle with this. They feel guilty when they say no. They feel they must always please others, always agree, always give. But if you never say no, you lose yourself. You begin to live for everyone else, and inside you feel empty. Self-love means learning to say no when something doesn't feel right. It means listening to your needs and respecting them. For example, if someone asks you to do something when you're exhausted, you have the right to say, "I can't right now." If someone speaks to you in a way that hurts, you have the right to say, "Please don't talk to me like that." At first, setting boundaries feels uncomfortable. You may worry that people will be angry. But in truth, the people who really respect you will understand. And the more you practice, the stronger you feel. Boundaries are not selfish. They are healthy. They protect your time so you can rest. They protect your energy so you can grow. They protect your peace so you can live with joy. Loving yourself means knowing your limits and honoring them. Without boundaries, you cannot love yourself fully. With boundaries, you create space to breathe, space to grow, and space to live in harmony with others. Why is forgiveness so important in self-love? Because holding on to guilt, regret, and shame keeps you trapped in the past. When you don't forgive yourself, you carry heavy weight inside your heart. Every mistake becomes a chain. Every failure becomes a shadow. Forgiveness is not saying that your mistakes don't matter. It's saying that you matter more than your mistakes. It's the gentle choice to release the pain and move forward. Think of it this way. When a child falls while learning to walk, do we shout at them? Do we say, "How could you fall? You're terrible"? No, we encourage them to stand up again. We say, "It's okay, keep trying." That same patience is what you need with yourself. You are human. You will make mistakes. You will fail sometimes. But that does not make you unworthy of love. Self-love means forgiving yourself again and again. Say to yourself, "Yes, I made a mistake, but I learned. Yes, I failed, but I can try again. Yes, I hurt, but I can heal." Forgiveness is freedom. Without it, you are stuck. With it, you are free to grow. Every time you forgive yourself, you build strength. You show yourself that you are not defined by the past. You are always more than what you did yesterday. And that belief gives you the courage to keep moving, to keep learning, to keep loving yourself more deeply. How can you love yourself if you don't listen to your needs? So many people spend their lives listening to everyone else, family, friends, work, society, but they never pause to listen inside. Your body, your mind, your heart, they are always speaking to you. When you feel tired, your body is asking for rest. When you feel stressed, your mind is asking for peace. When you feel lonely, your heart is asking for connection. But often, we ignore these signals. We push through tiredness, we keep working under stress, we silence our feelings of loneliness. Over time, this silence becomes pain. Self-love is listening. It's asking yourself, "What do I need right now?" And then, respecting the answer. Maybe you need sleep, maybe you need to drink water, maybe you need a walk outside, maybe you need quiet time alone. None of these are selfish, they are acts of love. When you listen to yourself, you begin to trust yourself. You stop waiting for others to tell you what to do. You stop ignoring your inner voice. You live in balance. And when you live this way, you have more energy, more patience, and more joy to share with others. Listening to your needs is not weakness, it is wisdom. It's choosing to take care of yourself so you can live with peace and strength. Why is accepting imperfection a part of self-love? Because perfection does not exist. No matter how hard you try, you will never be perfect. And that's not a problem. That's what makes you human. Many people waste years chasing perfection. They want the perfect body, the perfect job, the perfect partner, the perfect life. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. And when you chase it, you always feel disappointed. Self-love is accepting that you are enough even when you are not perfect. It's saying, "I may not have everything, but I am still valuable." It's saying, "I may make mistakes, but I am still worthy." Accepting imperfection doesn't mean giving up on growth. It means growing without judgment. It means improving while still loving yourself today. Think of a flower. When it's a seed, it's already valuable. When it's a bud, it's beautiful. When it blooms, it's complete. At every stage, it has worth. You are the same. You don't need to wait until you bloom to love yourself. You can love yourself at every stage, in every shape, with every flaw. This acceptance brings peace. It takes away the pressure of always trying to be more. It lets you live with joy in the present. And from that joy, you naturally keep growing. How do you practice self-love every day? Through small, simple habits. Self-love is not one big decision. It's many small choices repeated over time. For example, waking up and drinking water is an act of love. Eating food that gives your body energy is an act of love. Taking a break when you feel tired is an act of love. Writing kind words in a journal is an act of love. These things may look small, but together they shape your life. Each habit says to yourself, I care about you, I respect you, I love you. You don't need to wait for a special day to practice self-love. You can practice it right now, today, in the way you breathe, in the way you walk, in the way you talk to yourself. Over time, these habits create a strong foundation. They make you healthier, calmer, and more confident, and when you feel strong inside, you naturally live with more balance outside. Daily self-love habits are not difficult. They don't require hours of time or big effort. They only require awareness. Ask yourself each day, what small thing can I do to care for myself? Then do it and repeat it. Slowly, these small acts build a life filled with love, peace, and strength. Why does comparison stop you from loving yourself? Because when you compare, you always lose. There will always be someone richer, someone stronger, someone more successful, someone more beautiful. If you spend your life comparing, you will never feel enough. Self-love means letting go of comparison. It means saying, I don't need to be like them. I only need to be me. You are unique. There is no one else in the world with your exact mind, your exact voice, your exact journey. That uniqueness is your gift. But when you compare, you forget that gift. You look at others and think you are behind. But the truth is, you are not behind. You are on your path. You are learning your lessons. You are moving at your pace. And that's okay. Instead of comparing, practice gratitude. Look at what you have, not what you lack. Celebrate your small wins, appreciate your strengths, and when you see someone else succeed, let it inspire you, not hurt you. Self-love is not built in competition. It's built in acceptance. Let go of comparison, and you will finally feel free to love yourself as you are. What is the difference between self-love and self-care? Self-love is the belief, and self-care is the action. When you love yourself, you naturally want to take care of yourself. Self-care is not only about going to the spa or buying something new. It's about meeting your real needs. It can be sleeping enough hours, cooking healthy food, moving your body, reading a book, or simply resting in silence. Many people think they don't have time for self-care, but the truth is, you can't afford to ignore it. Without self-care, you burn out. Without self-care, you feel empty. And when you feel empty, you cannot give to others. Taking care of yourself is not wasting time. It's investing in your health, your peace, and your happiness. Think of your body and mind as a garden. If you don't water it, if you don't give it light, it cannot grow. Self-care is the water and the light. It helps you grow into the person you want to be. And it proves to yourself every day that you are worth the effort. How does loving yourself change your relationships? When you don't love yourself, you look to others to fill the emptiness inside. You may depend too much on their approval. You may fear losing them because you feel you are not enough. But when you love yourself, you enter relationships with strength. You no longer need others to prove your value because you already know it. You can give love freely without fear. You can receive love without doubt. Healthy relationships are built between two whole people, not between two empty people trying to complete each other. Self-love makes you whole. And from that wholeness, you connect with others in a deeper, more peaceful way. You can respect their boundaries because you respect your own. You can forgive their mistakes because you forgive your own. You can give them space because you are not afraid to be alone. Loving yourself doesn't make you love others less. It makes you love them better in a way that is healthy and lasting. Why is patience a part of self-love? Because change takes time. You cannot expect to heal, grow, or improve overnight. Many people give up on self-love because they expect quick results. They think, I tried for a week, but nothing changed. But self-love is not a quick fix. It's a lifelong practice. It's like planting a tree. You don't see the fruit on the first day. You water it, care for it, And wait. Over time, it grows stronger. The same is true with yourself. Be patient when you make mistakes. Be patient when you fall back into old habits. Be patient when the change feels slow. Patience is love. It says, I trust myself to grow at the right time. It says, I don't need to rush. It says, I will keep going even if progress feels small. With patience, self-love becomes steady, deep, and real. What does it mean to be your own best friend? It means treating yourself with the same loyalty, care, and respect you give to someone you love. A best friend supports you, but also tells you the truth. A best friend forgives you, but also encourages you to grow. A best friend stays by your side no matter what. Self-love is being that kind of friend to yourself. It's saying, I will not leave myself. I will not betray myself. I will stand with myself. This kind of friendship brings deep peace. You no longer feel lonely, even when you are alone, because you have your own support. You no longer feel afraid, because you trust yourself. Becoming your own friend is the highest form of love. It means you are never against yourself, always with yourself. And from that place, you can face anything in life with strength and calm. How do you live with self-love every day? By choosing it again and again. It's not a one-time lesson, it's a way of life. You choose it when you wake up and thank yourself for another day. You choose it when you eat food that nourishes your body. You choose it when you rest without guilt. You choose it when you forgive yourself for mistakes. You choose it when you say no to what hurts you and yes to what heals you. Every choice builds the life you live. Self-love is not about being perfect. It's about being kind, gentle, and true to yourself. The more you practice, the more natural it feels. And soon, self-love becomes your normal way of living. When that happens, you no longer look outside for worth. You feel it inside. You no longer fear the future because you trust yourself to handle it. You no longer doubt your value because you know it deeply. Loving yourself more than anyone else is not selfish. It's the foundation for everything. It gives you strength, peace, and freedom. And from that love, you can give the best of yourself to others every single day.